Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, I was in Tarawih the other day. I don't know why I said it like that. Tarawih. Anyways, I was in Tarawih the other day, and the Imam was reciting from Surah At-Tawbah. Okay, this is weird. Anyways, I was in Tarawih, and the Imam was reciting from Surah At-Tawbah. And as you know, or as maybe you don't know, Surah At-Tawbah is primarily about pertaining to around the events of Tabuk, the Battle of Tabuk. And it refers to, and there's a lot of references to the Munafiqun in there. Obviously, it's a late Madani surah. And it's, my car is bugging, bro, what the heck. Anyways, it is a late Madani surah, and it has a lot of references to the Munafiqun. Even it's the surah, the Munafiqun are in the lowest level of Jahannam, or like the deepest part of Jahannam. That ayah is in Surah At-Tawbah. And as I was standing there in Salah, thinking about these ayat, and we're in a masjid, it's a pretty big masjid, and there's packed rows upon rows upon rows upon rows. I was just thinking about the fact that not all of us could be, or not all, it could be all of us, but some of us, surely there's a percentage of us in the masjid that, like, literally we're praying right there in the month of Ramadan. There is a chance that some of us are of those munafiqun, ma'adullah. Not all of us, but not all of us can just be like this fairy tale mu'min, like some of us have aspects of nifaq. For example, in the surah, it's referring to when the munafiqun, some of the munafiqun, they wanted to stay back in Medina. Is my camera like... Anyways, some of the munafiqun wanted to stay back from the Battle of Tabuk because it was like the summer. Is this guy gonna go? Because it was the summer, the very, like, the hottest part of the year, and this is when, like, and they were gonna miss the yielding season with their crops, and back in the day, that is the season that's the season where you get all of your money. It's not like nowadays where you have like a salary, you have a monthly wage or whatever. No, back then you get like a big lump sum of money, and you survive off of that basically, and maybe get a tiny bit more from like different trades or whatever. But basically, that's like all the money you get. And this is obviously a big test. You're going to the hottest heat of the year in the Hijaz, and you're gonna miss all of your yields. Do we really think that we would just immediately get up and go without difficulty? Even in the same salah that I'm talking about, I remember right after Salat al-Isha, I went up to the row in front of me, because there was a space, or a couple of rows, I forget. And, the Imam said, Allahu Akbar, Salat al-Tarawih. And, how some people, they sit down in the beginning of the rak'ah, or not even the beginning, like for the first half of the rak'ah. And once the Imam recites a fair amount, a fair portion of the Quran, then they'll start up and say Allahu Akbar, when we're basically halfway done with the rak'ah, or even more. They come at the very last thing of the rak'ah, right? So there's a guy right next to me. He was doing that, he was sitting down for the rak'ah, and he was on his phone. I remember, I could see. I don't know exactly what he was doing. It looked like he was playing a game, because I think he had his phone sideways, horizontal mode, like he was watching a video, but I think it was a game. And this guy, he was older, I think he had even a little bit of a beard. He could have been around 20, something around 20 years old or something like that. And then he got up to pray, and I still remember that, subhanAllah, I'm not trying to judge his salah, internal, but from externally, like just seeing his salah, he was moving all around the place. He was like moving side to side, front to forward, going on his like tiptoes. You know how like sometimes people will do like the calf raise. He was like doing that like all over. He was like fidgeting everywhere, and I'm like, subhanallah. How do you think that you'll get up off of your phone and immediately jump into salah, and you'll find no difficulty, no hardship, no hajj, no haraj? Like you're trying to jump from one flow state to the other. You know, when you're on your phone is designed that you easily can get into a flow state on your phone. That's why I see people on Instagram for like an hour, 2 hours, so on and so forth. And salah obviously takes effort. You know, even in the Quran, Allah SWT says, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ فَإِنَّهُ لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. You know, the salah there's gonna be a kabira on it. It's gonna be a heavy burden on it. It's gonna be hard. There's gonna be difficulty on you when you're praying, except for those who are khashi'in, the ones who have khushur. You know, the khushur is a whole different topic. You know, like the calmness in salah, the peace, the mindfulness in salah. It's a whole different topic. But subhanallah. But this is like not only for like Muslim. Like I started off by saying like not everyone can be like the good guy. Not everyone is like mu'min salih. Like some of us have aspects of nifaq, and we have to address them. You know, like, we can't just like beat around the bush. We have to actually sit and think like, okay, what like problems do I have? Like what sins am I doing? You know, because obviously all of us are doing sins, but like, okay, what are the sins? Like you can say all the time you can say, oh, I do sins all the time, you know, I'm a sinner. But have you even like sat down to even think about, okay, what are my sins? What sins do I even commit like consistently? What can I do to fix them? But even for like non-Muslims, everyone has the false perception, almost the presumption, whatever you want to say, that they're just living this life and they're all gonna be in that. If they believe in hereafter, in paradise or whatever, they just have the presumption that, oh, I'm gonna be fine. You know, God knows I'm a good person. This, that. Even though I don't believe in religion, you know, I've already learned enough from the religions, you know. But that's just not how it works, bro. Give me yarhamkumullah in the chat. Put a nose strip on. This is tough. Oh, this is the old one. Yeah, I'll put the old one on. Anyways, what time is it? 34? Okay, I have some fair amount of time. Anyways, I'm just gonna recap real quick. Basically, not all of us are these dream. Not all of us are the good guys. Be it, like, especially in context of religion and God. Even if you don't believe in God or whatever. we all have aspects of bad characters, you know. If you think that there's good and bad people, like objectively good 100%, objectively bad, then you're farly mistaken. You're badly mistaken. And once you know that, then you can use that to your advantage to try to become more and more like that good guy. You know, you should fear being that, like, it's especially in context of Islam, you should fear being the munafiq. And you should put in the work and put in the actions and hope that you're of the muhsinun, muhsinin, salihin, etc., etc., etc. Alright, I think I'm chilling. Alright, assalamu alaikum.